The goal of today's video is to give you a brief overview and guidance on how to read your total cost analysis. So just a couple quick housekeeping rules. Number one, this is a generic total cost analysis. Your personalized report has already been created for you, of course, based on not just your financing options that are available to you, right? Based on your pre-approval, but most importantly, also based on your financing goals. Okay, very important that you know that. Number two, when you're house hunting, I know that right now the market is pretty loco, so we want to make sure that we provide the quickest information in the most efficient manner. And well, something that we always have in our hands are what is our phones, right? So we want to go ahead and download Mortgage Coach app on your handheld mobile. We want to make sure that you do have information at your fingertips when it comes to making a financing decision. So go ahead and download Mortgage Coach. This is actually accessible for Androids and also for Apples. One last thing, when you download Mortgage Coach, how you access your report is that you're always going to have the last numbers here on your Mortgage Coach report. So make sure that you include these last numbers into your app so you can pull up your personalized Mortgage Coach report. Okay, so let's go ahead and dive into the numbers. Alrighty, so how to read your total cost analysis. Like I mentioned, at this point in time, you must already review this with your mortgage advisor. So I'm just going to do a quick recap of where to find the information, just so you don't get lost in the report. Okay, so you'll always see different financing options depending on the goal that you wanted to achieve. Okay, so in this example, we will be reviewing a 30-year fix with the 5% down, 10% down, and 20% down. The purchase price will always be referenced over here. So let's say if you're house hunting and you see, different properties, the way how we will actually show this to you is putting the property address up here, depending on the financing structure that we will be moving forward with, right? And sending that over to you. As far as the purchase price, we will, of course, make sure that that is also updated correctly in this column, right? So you can see the financing structure behind that home that you loved. Okay, so your loan amount, you're going to find it right over here. Right now, we're going to be using a 2.99 interest rate as far as an example. APR, as discussed in your Mortgage Coach consultation, this is not your rate. This is a regulatory number that we always have to disclose to clients, right? Which is your rate plus certain closing costs that are called APR costs. Please know that the APR from credit cards totally differs from the APR in mortgages. Your note rate, if you were to close, right, is example 2.99, not 3.165. If you have any more questions in regards to this, please feel free to reach out to us. We'll be more than happy, to review this again with you. Okay. Term, you always find the repayment term here. Payment, very important that you pay attention to this. Okay. So this payment will always include your principal, your interest, your taxes, and insurance. Now, if that property does have a homeowners association or if it's a condo association, it's very important that we do receive that information from you or from your realtor so we can go ahead and illustrate the accuracy, of course, of that mortgage payment. Okay. Like we've mentioned before, for us, it's very important that our clients make an educated and informed decision in regards to your mortgage financing. And of course, well, payment is one of them, right? Alrighty, tax benefits. Again, in this report or in your report, you'll always see the benefits, of course, of becoming now a homeowner, right? Which is, of course, maximizing your tax benefit because our homes are still one of the biggest tax refuge and well, creating net worth. That is the purpose and goal of this report, and why we do what we do is to make sure that you're always educated, you're informed, not just on the terms of the loan, but the overall financial impact of this decision, short term and long term, for your financial success. Alrighty, cash to close. Please know that the cash to close here, at this stance, if you are just house hunting, this will be preliminary. Okay. Please notate as well, we are not deducting at this point in time any earnest money deposit given. Right. So as discussed in your mortgage consultation, when you're interested in a property and ready to make an offer, okay, it's customary that you put down a deposit. Okay, we call that an earnest money deposit, which you are pretty much saying to the seller, hey, listen, I'm a serious buyer. I want to put an offer in your house. And as a sign of good faith, right, I am going to go ahead and put down, 5,000, 10,000, whatever the case might be, and that money, right, it will be deducted from your end number. Okay, very, very important that you know that. Okay, monthly savings, of course, depending on the mortgage structure and plan, you'll reference the mortgage savings right over here. Alrighty, over here, right next to quote date or summary, if you click where it says more information, key points that I wanted to go ahead and just make sure that we point out, the payment breakdown. Okay, so you'll have here the price value, principal and interest. Okay, the property taxes, the hazard insurance. Okay, the mortgage insurance, if applicable, monthly total monthly payment. Now, very important, like I mentioned here, the HOA. Okay, in this scenario, this property would not have an HOA, but if one of the properties that you do like have an HOA, that's why it's very important to provide that information. We'll go ahead and enter that here. Now, a couple highlights in regards to the screen. Okay, when we do receive the properties that you're interested in, okay, we'll go ahead and of course cross-reference the tax roll on the property appraiser's office. Okay, the current tax roll. Now, very important that you know. Okay, remember that those taxes, in essence, are really not going to be your taxes. They will be for a certain period in time, but when you go ahead and file for again your homestead and now you become owner, right, in the following tax year, those taxes will most likely go up. Okay, this is why we also want to do a tax estimator based on the purchase price, right, and based on the projected taxes, so you as our client have the accurate, right, outlook of what that total payment will be. Okay, extremely important, something that I definitely want you to do. A mental side note, this for us is important to convey that information to you, because property values are going up, which is a positive for all of us, right? Positive for our net worth, positive for our financial planning, but we also want to make sure that we are in line with our monthly financing budget. Okay, so quick side note on that. Please know insurance, we will be using preliminary quotes. Okay, we won't know the accurate and firm number of the insurance policy until you have an active contract where the inspector, okay, will need to provide certain reports to your chosen insurance agent. Then your insurance agent can provide not only you, but also us, right, an accurate overview and options of what that insurance policy can look like based on the coverage that you select. So very, very important. How, insurances or homeowners insurance is the same as hazard insurance. So this can vary. All right. So right over here, you're going to go ahead and see the payment breakdown just in a graphic stance. Closing costs. Now, this is a tab that some of our clients do tend to lose. So closing costs, again, this is something that our mortgage planners have already reviewed with you. So quick overview, you will see the totalities of each one here in this screen. However, very important, like I mentioned here, earnest money deposit, that will be that number will be placed there when we have an active contract, right? And at that point in time, then we'll have a contract meeting with you, just so we can review the terms, the financing structure, and making sure that, well, we dot our I's and we cross our T's and we're ready to rock and roll in your home loan journey. So right down here, you'll see your fee detail. Okay, your fee detail, very, very important that you know. These are estimates. Okay, most of all, what are the estimates? The estimates, well, on the escrow, right, on your insurance, just like what I just mentioned to you. We won't have a firm policy until we have an active contract, and of course, inspections have gone through. title company. At this point in time, we don't have a firm title company, most likely. Okay. When we do have that title company, we will be requesting their fees so we can solidify and also be as close as possible to knowing what that estimated cash to close is. Real estate transaction fees. Okay. A lot of real estate offices do charge something that's called a transaction fee. That can vary from real estate office to real estate office. Okay. So there's certain fees that may tend to go up or down. Now, in our team, we do believe in complete transparency and clarity, and most of all, just confirmation, right? Because this is a big financial move and decision. So when we cross that bridge in regards to having an active contract, knowing what the realtor, or if they have a transaction fee, knowing the title fees, knowing the insurance, all this information is going to be updated. So we're providing the most realistic expectation, right? Or close to what your cash to close is going to be. So over here, you will see the itemization of each one of the fees. Again, this is most likely something that your mortgage advisor has already reviewed with you at this point in time. Just wanted to make sure that I go ahead and highlight where you can find that. Okay, so again, on your closing cost tab, scroll down to fee detail, and that's what you click to get the itemization of everything. Okay, reinvestment tab. At this point in time, let me just touch on it. This is actually depending on your financing goal and how we're approaching your mortgage structure, right? Along with your financial plan. This is a screen that you would access to see, right? If this loan really coincides with what you're trying to do financially long term. So I'll give you a quick example. Let's say you're taking out 20%, right? 115,000 from your 401k. So instead of you depleting that amount of money, does it make more sense maybe to pull out 10% or 15% and leave the rest reinvested in your retirement account or your stocks or mutual funds? So this is where this screen comes in handy. So it gives you a really clear understanding of where you would be financially also long term. Okay. Lastly, right down here, if you click where it says monthly payment difference, pretty much in each one of these quadrants that you're seeing right here in the graphics, if you click where it says more information on each and every one of them, you will be able to see the breakdowns of everything, right? Over here, savings over the next 60 months when you're comparing side by side as far as different financing options. Lastly, of course, your net worth. One of the big reasons, of course, why we buy a home, right? Why we invest in real estate, because, well, it adds a really nice nugget to our financial success long term. So you can also dive in and see the numbers here. This will be most likely, again, personalized to your financing goals as far as the outlook, right? Meaning, let's say if you're trying to just, probably maybe sell the home in 3 to 5 years, this will be, of course, revised accordingly. So we have an accurate read of what we're going to, have at the estimated amount of time that you're looking to retain or sell the property. All right. Alrighty, so I hope this video was useful and that it could serve as a guidance. But again, we're always a text, a call away, or very simply, just to make everything easier for you as well, I went ahead and included our Calendly call back link. So you can click on that link, find the best day and time that works. We know that sometimes life gets busy with work, with kids, with cooking, with family. We know how it is. So just so we allocate the right time that we can give you a call back and that we can have your full attention to cover any questions or concerns that you might have, go ahead and click on that link and pick the best time that works for you. All right. Thank you so much. We're honored and humbled to, again, be part of this amazing milestone for you and your family and to be part of this part of your story. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.